Hi! All natural numbers are either prime or composite numbers. Oh no! You forgot a number that is neither prime nor composite number. It's number 1. Therefore, all natural numbers are classified as 1, prime, or composite. However, until about 100 years ago, there were mathematicians who classified 1 as a prime number. It was completely different from now. What was the inside story? Let's math travel. This guy who seems good at fighting was an American mathematician of number theory. In 1909, he published a book titled Factor Tables for the First 10 Million. It contains the numbers of the 10 million that are prime numbers. What was the first prime number in this book? It was 1, not 2, which is now considered the first prime number. He was a mathematician who considered 1 to be a prime number. Why did he do that? The definition of prime number is natural number greater than 1 that is divisible only by 1 and itself. After ignoring the term greater than 1 in this definition, think about prime number. Prime number can be expressed only as the product of 1 and itself. 1 is 1 times 1. 1 and itself are the same. So isn't it a prime? Look at the definition of prime number again. Is there a condition that 1 and itself must be different? It doesn't exist. 1 and itself can be the same in a prime number. So in the past, some mathematicians included 1 as a prime number. Then, was 1 always a prime number in the past? That was not the case. There was a time when 1 was not considered a prime number. Euclid, a mathematician active in the 3rd century BC, defined number and prime number in his book Elements. Number is a multitude composed of units. In other words, a number is a total number of units. 1 was the unit itself, not a number that is composed of that unit. Therefore, 1 was completely excluded from the classification of prime and composite numbers. As a result, 1 was not a prime. Ancient people used to classify 1 or 2 differently from other numbers. 1 and 2 were also considered the parents of numbers rather than numbers. So someone in the 5th century excluded even 2 from prime numbers. However, a major change occurred in the 17th century. The main character of that change was Simon Stevin, a mathematician who created modern decimal. Before Stevin, the numbers were not entirely integrated into 1. Positive numbers, negative numbers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers were classified as different numbers. Dissatisfied with this situation, he came up with an idea to unify all numbers. He expressed all numbers as decimals. Then, all numbers were integrated into the same form of decimal. To Stevin, all numbers were essentially the same. Only the size was different depending on numbers. Stevin broke down the boundaries that separated numbers. Number 1 could not be an exception anymore. There was no particular difference with 1. At last, 1 became the object of prime and composite numbers, which were the standards for classifying natural numbers. It was time to think about whether 1 is a prime number or not. As you know, 1 has only one divisor, 1. 1 and itself are the same. It has a slightly different form from other prime numbers, such as 2, 3, 5, and 7. So some people decided that 1 is not a prime number. But other people saw 1 as a special prime number. This debate began in the 17th century and continued until the early 20th century. Then, the debate was sorted out like it is now. 1 is neither a prime nor a composite number. Instead, the condition greater than 1 was added to the definition of prime number. 1, excluded from the game of prime numbers and composite numbers, is lonely. Someday, 1 will be considered a prime number again. Who knows? Thank you. Be back.